Check this out. Did you see when Tim Walz said that he could beat up Republicans? Yo, this is not even a joke. Make sure you like the video and check this out.
I could kick most of their I do think that if they want to do it. I know I can outrun them, but I don't know if we're going to fall into that place where we want to. Okay, we challenge you to a WWE fight here type of thing.
That was Minnesota Governor Tim Walz channeling his inner tough guy as Democrats try to garner more support from young men. One Republican telling Walz to bring on the smackdown. Republican Mayor Glenn Jacobs, better known as WWE Hall of Famer Kane, telling the former vice presidential candidate to put his money where his mouth is, challenging him to a charity wrestling match. Mayor Jacobs joins us now. Mayor Jacobs, so great to see you this morning. Thanks for joining us. So are you trembling in your boots when you hear Tim Walz say that he could beat any Republican's tail?
Well, what Governor Walz said was completely inappropriate and it needed to be called out. Obviously, the Democrats realize that in catering to the far left wing of their party, they have created a masculinity problem for themselves, which shouldn't come as a surprise. After all, they've been preaching for years that there's no difference between men and women. However, they believe that masculinity means that you get on TV and you talk tough and you drop the occasional curse word, and you go out and apparently being strong means that you burn down Tesla dealerships,
right?
Which obviously that is not what being masculine or being tough is all about. In fact, they just look like petulant, spoiled little brats.
Nice. So, you're an actual big tough guy yourself. I'm assuming you've probably never actually challenged to beat somebody up in your political career, for which we are all very grateful. But if you were to advise Democrats on how they might try to sort of turn around their image with young men, where would they start?
You just need to be yourselves. You need to be sincere. The reason that people love Donald Trump, the reason that he's been successful is that's what he is. They're trying to be Donald Trump and they're not Donald Trump. So people see right through all of this stuff. You're not an actor on TV. They want someone who actually represents themselves, is authentic, and you can't do that by trying to play a role of something that you're not.
Yeah, and so obviously, being a faker always comes out in politics. But as you pointed out a minute ago, it is more than just sort of optics. There are real issues here. You point out that if you don't know the difference between a man and a woman, I mean, Joe Biden put a woman on the Supreme Court who could not define what a woman is. What are some of the other things that you think just kind of that causes young men to recoil from the Democrat message and run away?
Well, you have this term toxic masculinity. There's literally been an attack on men and really strong people. And I think that all comes from the left's philosophy that we want weak people who are dependent on government, who look to everyone else to solve their problems instead of solving them themselves. So for me, it just means encouraging folks to be strong-minded and to be independent as much as possible.